Hello Econ students, welcome to Unit 2. This unit is going to be all about supply and demand, and we're going to actually just start with supply. So this is a very common topic in economics, and it is an essential kind of bedrock to what is economics. So we've talked about some of the big ideas with production possibilities and opportunity cost, and now we get into kind of the crux of how are prices determined and who provides what and how do they provide it and what impacts that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a supply. All right, so my running example is going to be Lorenzen's lemonade. And how do we determine just how much is provided? So we're going to talk about a quantity that is provided. And how is that determined? And what happens that would change that quantity that somebody provides? So this is my lemonade stand, and let's say there's maybe a variety of, these are going to be competing lemonade stands, just in mini form. All right, and they're all selling lemonade. And I have to determine, well, how much quantity can I provide? Well, a lot of it has to do with what does it cost me to make it for how much I can provide it. But it's also important to look at, well, what's the price currently of lemonade? And let's say lemonade prices are, right at this moment, prices for lemonade are, let's just say, relatively low. So let's say that price of a cup of lemonade is selling for 10 cents. Well, it costs me, the sugar, and it costs me the time, and it costs me the effort, and it costs me a lot of stuff to get that lemonade going. And so I it's not really worth my time to try and sell that much for 10 cents. Actually, if I try to sell a whole bunch, I'll probably be losing out. And so at a really low price, I just don't have the motivation. I could sell other things. Maybe the price of, orange juice is higher or something like that. I could do a variety of other things. So let's say at a price of just 10 cents, this is going to be a very low quantity that I can or am even able, right? So I have a really low willingness and ability to sell lemonade at a really low price. So we're just going to say that I'm only going to bring 2 cups, right? So at that really low price, I'm only trying to sell 2 cups. It's not that profitable for me. I can make a profit off of 2, but if I keep going, I keep buying, each low price I try to sell it at, it's really not worth it. So what do you think is going to happen if the price of this jumps up to, let's say, 20 cents? Just go like this to make it easy. All right. Let's say it jumps up to 20 cents. What am I going to do? What am I able to do? What am I willing and able to do? So if the price of these start jumping up, what am I going to say? Am I going to increase my quantity or am I going to decrease my quantity? Well, if the price is now, if I can sell a cup for 20 cents, I'm going to buy more sugar, I'm going to buy more lemons, I'm going to buy more cups, and I'm going to increase my quantity that I can supply. All right, and so then you can kind of see the trend now. We'll do a couple more examples, but if this jumps up to 30 cents, I'm going to increase my quantity that I supply again, right? I'm going to supply more cups and more cups and more cups and more cups if the price keeps getting pushed up. So eventually maybe I'll open another stand, but you can see kind of what is happening. So as the price is getting pushed up, I decide I'm going to just increase the quantity of cups that I provide and set out for people to try and buy. So as the price goes up, the quantity that's supplied is also going up. Right? So here I have a very high willingness and ability, to provide a quantity. At those high prices, I'll provide a greater quantity because it's more profitable for me to do so. I gain more from it. Now, this could also work in the reverse. If the price were to get pushed down, what am I going to do? Well, if the price drops from 40 cents to 20 cents, I'm like, oh, it's not worth it for me to provide 8. I'm going to be losing some money on some of those. So my quantity that I supply is going to drop as well. So now what we want to do is we want to model this. We want to show it on a graph so we can kind of easily see it and understand it. And so we've got these numbers that are representing this kind of schedule of what's the schedule for how much am I going to supply at what price. And so that's my supply schedule. it shows me at a variety of prices, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 prices. What's the different quantities that I'm going to provide? So it shows me the relationship between the price and the quantity that supply schedule does. So what I want to do is I want to take those numbers and I want to show it in a model that's known as the supply curve. Right? And the supply curve shows the relationship between price and quantity. That's what we just talked about just a second ago. Right? And we also saw that if the price is really low, let's start way down here like we did at 10 cents, what's the quantity? Is it high or is it low? Well, we said the quantity is very low. We said it was at 2. So if I mark that point, that would be a point something like that. And then we said, well, if the price is very high at 40 cents, and the quantity is very high, which would be at 8. And so my point would be way out here, something like that. And I can make those middle two. If I'm at 20 cents, and this is at 4, and I'm at 30 cents, this is at 6. So my point is there, my point is there, roughly. And so I have a supply curve. So what does the supply curve tell me? The supply curve tells me what I'm willing and able to sell at a variety of prices and quantities. So if we look at it like this, all right, we'll do it in a different color. If I say, well, the quantity is 6, how much would you expect to sell? What's the price you would be willing and able to sell if you were providing 6 of them? And so you dot up and dot over. We see the price that I'd be willing and able to sell those for, gonna have to be 30 cents. That's, what would have to happen for me to provide 8 of them? Well, the price is gonna have to move up to 40 cents. Right? So the price is gonna have to move up here to 40 cents. And so if the price moves up, we said what happens over here? Price moves up, the quantity supplied moves up. So price moves up, quantity supplied moves up, just like that. What about if the price moves down? What's going to happen? Well, if the price moves down to 20, I'm not going to provide as many. I'm going to be at a quantity of 4. Right? So we should be able to read a supply curve just like that. And it shows the relationship between price and quantity. And one of the key takeaways from this one is this thing called the law of supply. Right, so the law of supply simply states when the price goes up, the quantity goes up, quantity supplied goes up, and the price goes down, the quantity supplied goes down.